Okay, it is Friday morning at 10 a.m. My last meal was on Wednesday evening at 6 p.m. So we're actually over the 36-hour mark, coming up to 40 hours. I'm absolutely starving. I've got my eggs in there. I've got my fruit, my Greek yogurt. I'm going to go ham after I record this real quick video. So I wanted to share my experience and how I felt. I'm sure that if you're watching this video, you are into your health and you're looking at ways of improving it, and fasting has been a hot topic as of late, and you've probably watched a lot of these different videos on fasting, different time periods, 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, all the way up to 7 days. And so this is a day and a half fasting. Not necessarily going to get into the science. There's amazing videos on YouTube that get into cell repair and autophagy and all that kind of stuff. This is more going to be just how I felt. So let's get into it. Last meal was on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Woke up the next morning absolutely starving, and I was like, what is going on? Because I always fast anyway to midday, so my body's got used to it, and I'm never really hungry in the morning anymore. I like to have an eating window because I think it's important to give our gut a rest. We shouldn't be eating from the minute we wake up to the minute we go to bed. And so I was like, why am I hungry? And I think it just goes to the fact that you always want what you can't have, right? And so again, this was a mental test and a mindset perspective of, okay, I can't eat for the whole day. Obviously I'm going to be hungry because I'm just thinking about it. So anyway, got up, went for a morning walk, and then had my black coffee, and then got on with the work day during the morning. And then so it got to 1 p.m. where I normally eat. And then obviously I started to feel hungry. So I was like, okay, I'll get up from my desk, go out for another walk like I normally do after my lunch anyway. And then got back after my hour walk, 2 p.m. And I was like, I was on the struggle bus. I was feeling weak, not necessarily lightheaded, but just a bit like not even like brain fog, just kind of like mentally tired in a way. And I was hungry. My stomach was growling because obviously this is when you normally eat. And this is, I knew this from my research, that this is the hardest part of a fast. Believe it or not, supposedly if you do a 3-day fast or even a 5-day fast, the longer you go, the easier it gets. I'm not going to get into that or why it is. But anyway, the hardest part is this part here, around the 14 to 16 hour mark, where you fasted before and your body is craving food and it needs food for energy. And the reason for this is your body's effectively burned all of the food and the glucose it needs to get energy. So it's burnt all of this, and now it's like, okay, well, I've got no more food. What do I do? So it switches over to fat burning mode. So it starts then to burn your fat levels for energy, both physically and mentally. So that transition is quite, I don't know if it's aggressive on the body or if it's, but it's definitely different, right? I'm 35, I've only ever done this once in my life. My body's definitely not used to this. So anyway, those 2 hours were pretty tough, to be honest with you, and all I could do was think about food. And then it got to 4 p.m. and all of a sudden it just went away. The hunger levels went, I had full mental clarity. I was getting on with work without any distractions, and this is one of the main benefits of fasting. And this is why I fast in the morning, because you have that full mental clarity. If I kind of eat early in the morning, especially a heavy breakfast, I'm just lethargic and not brain fog, but you're not as mentally alert. So got to 4 p.m. and I was fine. And then the 2 p.m., 4 p.m. to 6 or 7 p.m. when I normally have my dinner, that's when it was pretty difficult. You're honestly just sitting there twiddling your thumbs, okay, what do I do if I'm not cooking my dinner? It's a weird scenario to be in. And this actually, I'm going to have this as a different section actually, a little point. This is a point that I want to make about food in general. You realize just how big of a part of your life it is, right? In terms of obviously fueling your body physically and mentally. Eating good food feels great, but also tasty food as well. But then also on the social aspect of it, right? going to a coffee shop in the morning, lunch, dinner with your friends, your family. Like, it's such an integral part of our day-to-day life. And you go traveling, you go to different cultures. What's one of the main things you learn about a culture? It's the different types of food, right? And so food is such an integral part of our life, and it's such a big part of enjoyment as well, right? And so if we have this relationship with food of, say we want to lose weight and we're like starving ourselves, or we think that we just eat tuna salads and chicken salads all day every day and it's miserable, we're taking so much enjoyment out of our life, right? And so much social aspect. And that is why I now have this philosophy. Well, it's not really philosophy, but it's like a mindset of just being patient and not going on these aggressive 30-day, 60-day diets just to try and get ripped for the beach in the summer. Okay, so got through dinner. That was fine. Was feeling fine. Wasn't feeling hungry before going to bed. Was like kind of tired. And anyway, got a pretty good night's sleep. Woke up at 5 a.m. like so alert. And again, this is one of the benefits of fasting, is the mental clarity and alertness. Unfortunately, I had too much clarity and alertness. I was like wide awake at 5 a.m. All of these ideas and creative thoughts going through my head. So like wrote them down on my phone, and which probably wasn't the best thing to do because you're not supposed to look at your phone. But yeah, managed to get back to sleep until my normal time of waking up, and then went out on my morning walk, and felt okay. It wasn't like super hungry, but it was like a little bit weak. Could I have gone for a run? Probably. Did I want to? Absolutely not. So again, just kind of felt a bit weak physically. And so anyway, now here we are. So I wanted to keep this video relatively short and sweet because, to be honest, there wasn't like too much into it. There's always two sides that you can look at it. On one side, it was definitely not a wasted day because the morning was still as normal. The afternoon was, it's almost like you're not like you're trying to survive, because that sounds dramatic, but you are thinking about food and you're like, oh my God, this is so different. I think as this was my first one, it was obviously very, very different. I've seen many people say that they do a 36-hour fast or a 1 meal a day diet, 1 or 2 times a week. And that really, really works for them. And obviously the more you do this kind of thing, the more you'll get used to it. So for me, it was my first time doing it. So it was quite like dramatic in a way. You're just always thinking about food. So I think the next time I do this, and the more times I do this, it will just become normal. But then on the other hand, the day just went quickly, like all days do at the moment, right? And it wasn't really like a big deal at all, which was great. And yeah, the main benefit I got from this. So first of all, actually, so I went down from 79 kg to 78 kg, so I lost a kilogram. The majority of that will be water weight. Obviously, you're not going to get a six-pack if you fast for a couple of days. But again, this is something to take into consideration. It does definitely tighten you up. And in general, if you want to lose weight, you have to get comfortable with not necessarily fasting, but you have to get comfortable with being hungry. Because whenever you're hungry and you feel like you can eat, or you do eat, realistically, are you going to lose weight? Like, you can't have everything in this world. So you have to get a little bit comfortable with being hungry occasionally. And yeah, but the main benefit was the mental benefit of just like proving to myself that you can go a whole day without eating, and not, following through what you said you were going to do. So anyway, I hope that was useful. I don't want to stop rambling. Any questions, comments, leave them in the comments below. Appreciate you watching. I am going to go munch on my eggs, Greek yogurt and fruit. Happy days.